So, for those asking for the difference between IPTV and satellite television, satellite television, which is a regular DSTV, GoTV, or StarTimes for Nigerians, and probably in the US, I think that will be DirecTV and so many other options all over the world generally. Regular satellite television, it's in between your satellite, between the satellite and your dish and your decoder. So the satellite is transmitting the signal, your dish is receiving the signal, sending it to your decoder. Your decoder does what the name says, decodes it literally, and also it gives you what you see on your TV, like what you watch, your TV channels and all. I'm trying to explain it in simple terms as possible. So that is how your regular satellite television works. Now imagine the way you have that satellite transmitting the content, your dish receiving the content, and your decoder decoding the content, obviously, and decoding that signal and like showing your stuff on your TV. Imagine that, just replace the satellite part, what is transmitting the signal, what is transmitting that content that you're watching, that TV channel and all those contents you're watching on DSTV, GoTV, and wherever. Replace, instead of satellite now, replace it with a web server. Then that decoder and dish part, replace it with your device, maybe your phone, your tablet, your smart TV, or your laptop, anyone, wherever device you're watching or you're streaming from. So that should be your receiver instead. That should be replacing both your dish and your decoder. Then the web server should replace your satellite. That is exactly how IPTV is. So it is more like exactly your regular television, but imagine it is being served from a web server. Video on demand is part of like IPTV's kind of stuff because it's internet protocol television generally, but it is not the main like popular thing about IPTV. It's technically also the same thing, just like Netflix and Amazon Prime and all of that. Also, they are served from a web server, obviously. But like, if you're talking about IPTV in terms of like IPTV, like the direct competition to satellite television, like normal DSTV and all, IPTV is, you are streaming live TV. The IPTV I'm talking about now, the part of IPTV, because like I say, video on demand, which is like library of movies, like your Netflix and all of that stuff. They are video on demand, also they are technically part in terms of like the name as a whole. But in this context, when I'm talking about IPTV, I'm talking about live TV because I'm drawing the comparison between the IPTV part and satellite television. I'm talking about the live TV part of IPTV. The thing is, IPTV, obviously, you always need internet services. So, but it's not a big deal. Also, it's not a big deal. So, generally, it is legal. It is very much legal. I think in the US, the biggest IPTV provider should be Pluto TV. That me I know of at least, or I can remember right now, is Pluto TV. And but there are several IPTV services provider all around the world. IPTV, in terms of watching live television, like your regular television, but instead of satellite, decoder, dish, and all of that shenanigans, now you're having actual, like just web server on your device straight up. So I actually beat this IPTV player. Notice that I said player, not IPTV platform, because some people confuse this. I've spoken to some people about it, and some people confuse it with something like Netflix. They're like, oh, Netflix gives you content that you watch. This is something like VLC media player, not like Netflix. VLC media player, you're the one that will bring your content to watch. It's not VLC media player that will give you content. You're the one that will, if you want to watch movies, let's say you downloaded movies and you want to watch movies, you can use it. It is a video player, not a service that provide, not a platform that provides, or a company that provides movies for you to watch or something. Nah, it is not Netflix. It is a video player. So in that same way, just imagine this as not. This is not an IPTV platform. This is an IPTV player. They are two different things. IPTV platform, they are providing you the IPTV services. You can look up Pluto TV. That's an example. But this one is not providing the services. It is just, if you have the URL, because they are public URLs, public IPTV URLs, there are a lot of public URLs out there. If you have the URL, you can just copy and paste it into this IPTV player, and you can literally just watch it right there on like your device, basically. So it is actually, this year is like the desktop version of it, but I've actually built it for like both mobiles, like iOS and Android, and even smart TVs also. The reason why I just can't push that is because of the budget for it, and I'll be more encouraged to cut out the budget, to like create budget for all of that, and like start spending money on that if there was demand for it, like a fair amount of demand. Like I'm talking about like few thousands at least, not just few hundred, few thousands. Then I'll be interested in spending that amount of money to like push it and publish it to both App Store and Google Play Store. So, but currently it is here on the website. You can just download it to like your laptop literally. So you can, if you have all those IPTV URLs, you can just paste it into this place and just. But like, I'm going to show you the app in a bit. If for you to get those URLs, if you want to get those URLs easily, the reason why I couldn't add all these channels just like that is for the legal reasons. I can't charge money for it if I should add those channels as if I'm providing those channels to you, because of like this other people content. I'll have to pay for all this content and this and that, and it is a real long process that I generally can't even go through at the moment. So that's why I have to like just abandon that and refactor everything to leave it as a player. So in this player form, you can still see the original part of it right here. I moved it to a different subdomain because obviously it is irrelevant at this point. It is no longer in use. I can't put it out there anymore. But I've not taken it down yet because like I've not had time for all of that. But this is it. It's just, it still works, but I can't provide this obviously for reasons that I have explained already. So instead of this, you can just Google search for any IPTV URL and just come to the application and just paste it in. If you need a list of those URLs, I made it easier. If you don't want to start Google like searching for that stuff on your own, you can just, this is actually hdtvpremium.com. So you can just go to hdtvpremium.com/channels. So if you go to /channel, it will load. I already added the M3U8 file because most of those IPTV channels are like loading M3U8 file. I don't want to start explaining that, but it's just the file that you need generally for this. I don't want to start going through all of that. But in short, I loaded the default working M3U8 file that like was on the previous original version. So you can just come here for free, just copy the any URL and paste it into the player and just watch. Generally, there are a lot of channels here, so you can just choose that. But I added some preloaded suggestions also in the software itself, so it makes it easier. And if you also find your own M3U8 file on your own, I added this feature here where you can just come in, paste in your own M3U8 file, and just it will extract it and it will go through it and just extract the TV channels and their URLs, so you can easily just copy them instead of having to think through a M3U8 file. So this hgtvpremium.com/channels generally. So, and this is the application itself here. You can just download for Mac or download for Windows and reach out to email address and all. Let me show you the application itself. Right here. So here is it on my system. Let me just reload this. It is reload button. You can see the preloaded suggestions from our channel: BBC News, The Voice, Comedy Central, Nickelodeon, Trace of Bound, Red Bull TV. Let's check BBC News. Okay. It's loading. It doesn't take this long to load actually. My network is just pop. In general, it's embarrassing. Just check my network speed real quick. There are other channels, literally. This Red Bull TV right here. It's just so slow. Oh my god. The network is just off generally. So, okay, oh, the channel is playing right here. So this is Red Bull TV playing. So you can check through all these preloaded suggestions. I couldn't add like too many of them, obviously. Like I said, I don't want to run into legal issues. So this is the player itself, and it can also go full screen if you want it full screen, literally. So let's take it back. Now this is the URL also. So it's just preloaded suggestions with their URLs. If you want to like watch a different channel that is not here, you can just come to this site. I had to do this just to avoid legal issues. Initially, like I said, everything you can just click and click and click and you watch straight up. But it was a gray area generally. Like it's something that it's not legal and it's not illegal. It's just gray. So I don't want to be on the gray side. I want to be in totally illegal. That's why I have to like refactor everything to leave it as just a player. So let's search for Disney. You can on Mac you can use Command F. On Windows you can just Control F. And if you're on your phone it will be easier to just scroll around. Let's just search for, let's say, Disney. Maybe like Disney Junior or something. There are a lot of channels here, so you can pick from any channel literally. So I'm picking Disney Junior URL. Then you just come here, clear this and paste in the URL. Immediately you paste it in, you don't need to click anything. It will start to load it on its own. It will start to load it. So it might take a while to load because my network speed is bad. This is very, very embarrassing right now. It's just disappointing. But if you have a better internet, so obviously it's just load straight up, to be honest. Initial load is the only one that you can it's requiring any loading, but after that it's just straightforward, to be honest. It doesn't have any special load time or lag or anything. My network is just very terrible. It's that bad. So this is just the application generally. You can There's also Z World, BBC News and all of that. You can get the application right here. hgtvpremium.com, and you can reach out if there's any reason for you to reach out. Basically, everything just works straight up, to be honest. You won't have any issues. Oh, it's working now. Disney Junior is playing. I just copy the URL from here, actually. Just come to this website. Just if you can watch football matches also on AfroSport Nigeria and all. So yeah, that's just how it works. That's the difference between IPTV and satellite television. It's exactly still just normal regular television, what you can watch on your DSTV and stuff. It's just instead of having to like buy decoder, buy dish, buy that, and having to like go through other route, this is just straightforward. or like on your device. It's just unfortunate that I haven't published. I have built it for even mobile phones like Android, iOS, and all, and smart TVs. Also, it's just I can't publish it at the moment due to budget issues. But if I see at least, let me say, few amount of people, maybe like it's an encouraging amount of people in short that are getting this already, then I think I'll be more encouraged to spend that money to publish it to those platforms. But I also know if I publish it to those platforms just straight up, it can also bring in a lot of people. But in short, I can't do that at the moment. I wish I can, but it takes money also. Not crazy amount of money though. Well, whatever money that will be spent has to be recovered. So if I see some encouragement from people, then I might go ahead to just actually publish it for devices like your phones and everything. So you can just easily watch it. And I might even add the preloaded those links, I might just add them as preloaded suggestions in the app itself as much as possible. So yeah, that's just it right there. That's the difference between IPTV and satellite television. You're not welcome. You should actually check it out. And if you don't check it out, it's still your business, to be honest. Doesn't change the world. So take care.